So today we'll be talking about estate properties hidden charges. What are these hidden charges? Are they really hidden charges? How do we need to pay extra attention to hidden charges before we make any property purchase? Now, many property buyers and investors try to compare properties on certain areas, using their price. Okay, this one is selling for 8 million naira, the one is selling for 7 million naira, then this one is selling for 10 million naira, and then they go ahead and make the decision, okay, give me the one of so naira now, right? But what more mistake that many people make is they tend to ignore the statutory fees that will be required of them to pay after paying for that land. So what are these statutory fees? Take for instance, when you're buying your personal property, say a car for instance, when you're importing a car, you pay for the car, right? But you still need to pay for custom duties, you pay for your insurance, you pay for your roadworthiness before you can have 100% access and prerogative to enjoy that car by driving it. So if you can pay for these other extra charges for depreciable items like cars, what more real estate property that will continue to appreciate forever? Okay, so now in real estate, what are known as statutory fees are the deed of assignment, the survey fee, and the infrastructure, otherwise known as developmental fee as some people call it. So after paying for your land, it will be required of you to pay these statutory fees. But because many people don't make the right findings, they don't make enough findings, they don't ask enough questions, they just go ahead to pay. Okay, they want to become the owner of that property, just go ahead and pay to these people. And when they now tell them that they have to pay these other charges before they can have full access to that land, it now becomes strange to them. It now becomes hidden charges, right? But it's not hidden charges, it is applicable everywhere you go. Although in recent times we've seen quite a number of estate companies tilting towards all-inclusive price for their estates, meaning once you pay for that land, they've already added the survey, added the deed of assignment, everything. But naturally, the conventional practice is you pay for the land, then you pay for statutory fees. So as always, I won't be mentioning company names, I won't be mentioning estate location, estate names, but I'll be giving you practical examples on why you need to make extra effort into finding out what statutory fees will be required of you when buying any property, so you can be able to compare and make the best decision for yourself. Okay, there are two locations in Epe, two estate properties. One is selling for 1 million naira, the other one is selling for 600k. And both of them are in Epe, the same location, everything. But one is selling for 1 million naira, the other one is selling for 600 naira. And I present these two estates to you. Which one are you going to go for? Chances are most of you will go for the one for 600k, yeah? It's pretty simple because that one is cheaper. But when we probe further, we will now find out that the statutory fees for the one selling for 1 million naira is 500k, meaning all inclusive you will pay 1.5 million naira, while the one selling for 600k, the statutory fees is 1.4 million naira, meaning everything you that will be required of you to pay for the one selling for 600k is 2 million naira. I think you're beginning to see why it's important to know what fees will be required of you to pay and how much, right? Now, for those of you who follow me on WhatsApp, because I'm very comfortable on WhatsApp, some of you message me and say, Otumba, where's the cheapest land you have? Which location do you have? The cheapest land you have in Egbe, in Bejilek, where's the cheapest land? I always laugh within me. Okay, and this is why I laugh. This is why I laugh. Not that I laugh out loud. I laugh within me. What's the cheapest land you have? By the way, stay tuned. Stay tuned for when we'll be discussing why you shouldn't buy the cheapest land. Okay, and after that, we'll also be making a video on why you should buy the cheapest land in no particular order. Just stay tuned. Right. So when somebody messages me like that, where's the cheapest land? Where's the cheapest land you have? I laugh because can you go to the hospital, meet a doctor and say, doctor, what's the cheapest drug you have? What's the cheapest medicine you have? I want to buy. Yeah, that's it. I see myself as a doctor, a real estate, an investment doctor. You can't come to me and say, where's the cheapest land you have? What I usually do is this: I try to diagnose. Okay, I try to find out their need, try to find out how much their budget is, that is how much they are willing to spend in total, what they intend to do with the land, how soon they are willing to sell or build or develop that land. Because you can't be asking for the cheapest land when you want to build immediately. No, you should be asking for that when you're looking at long-term investment, 3, 5, 8 years or thereabout. So when these people ask me this question, I try to guide them, but like I always tell them, you have the final say. You as the investor have the final say. I can only do my best to guide you because I'm on the field. So, but ultimately, you have the final say to make the right decision, to make your own decision. And the thing is, many of these estate companies are smart. They know that many of us would naturally go for the cheapest items there is in the market. Okay, so once you pay for that cheapest item, they will get you in the statutory fees. There is no escaping. And that's where many realtors have gotten into trouble because they did not enlighten their customers or their clients enough. Because how can I buy a land of 500K and I'm paying 1.5 million as statutory fees, 2 million naira altogether? And the thing is, once you've committed, you just have to complete it. Because even if you request for a refund, they are going to deduct about 30 to 40% from your money. So you're still on the losing end. Now, like I always tell people, cheap is expensive, expensive is cheap. Another thing is value is what you get long after the price is forgotten. So what you need to do is to read the FAQ for that estate properly. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the good news is that some companies are now tilting towards all-inclusive prices, meaning they've summed up every factor, everything you have to pay in the cost of the land. So you don't have to pay any statutory fees. Okay, so I won't be mentioning names, but if that is what you prefer, like me, absolutely, that's what I prefer. That is what I'm beginning to advocate for. So if that is what you prefer, you don't have any problem. Second example, there are two estate locations in Ibeju-Lekki. One is selling for 5 million naira, the other one is selling for 4 million naira. Naturally, which one will you go for? The one of 4 million naira, right? But when we now look into the statutory fees for the one going for 5 million naira, the statutory fees is 500K. So all in all, you have to pay 5.5 million naira. While the developmental fee for the one selling for 4 million naira, the developmental fee alone is 750,000. 750,000, and which is still subject to review. You need to be reading your FAQs, your frequently asked questions properly before you pay for any property. Most times this developmental fee is subject to review, but because some of us are in a hurry, this is the happening place, so I want to buy land here, this is the happening place, I want to be a landowner here too. You just go ahead and pay. What that subject to review means is if the developmental fee is 750K and you did not pay for it before it is reviewed, maybe it is now jacked up to 1.2 or 1.5, it is that current 1.5 that you will pay for. I'm telling you, and there is nowhere you will take that company to that you will win because you signed, you appended your signature. So you need to pay extra attention to the statutory fees before making a decision. It is a bad thing to just compare estate locations based on price alone. Compare based on price, based on location. I guarantee you, two properties in the same area, one selling for 5 million, one selling for 3 million naira. I guarantee you, accessibility to those properties will not be the same. The title documents will not be the same. The development going on in that estate will not be the same. So many factors to consider before buying any property. So it will be very wrong for you to compare prices, to compare estate locations based on their price alone, right? I hope that after watching this video, you will begin to make more efforts into making the right decisions while comparing prices before making payments. Did you get value from this video? Don't forget to like, subscribe. Cheers.